Hello everyone, welcome back to Trophy Food Experiences. Today I'm bringing you a really special review of a private chef experience with Tetsu Sushi Bar. So Tetsu Sushi Bar is located at 775 Denman Street in Vancouver. They have a very nice omakase menu, which basically is only sushi. It's a very small place, but I was thrilled to get invited by one of my friends who had the chef from Tetsu Sushi come to his house to do a private chef experience. And the great thing was we got to kind of converse with the chef in a very casual atmosphere, and he also was also had a little bit more leeway because it was he had a little more time to deal with it, and not only did he present sushi but also some cooked dishes. So it was a really neat experience. I was so fortunate to be invited. Our first course was a starter plate that had a number of appies. So we'll start off with the top left-hand corner. That's just a shooter. So it's basically the amiabi shooter with sweet pink shrimp, salmon roe, shisho with soy vinaigrette. The next one on the top right, that I'll talk about a little bit more. I had a bit of a picture of that, and it's in the center. I'll actually talk about that also. On the mid right is the barbecue umaki, which is barbecue eel wrapped in dashi omelet. And then the bottom right, that is the hikari, which is grilled big eye, green eye. And then the bottom left, I also talk about because we have a picture of that. Short video of the appetizer or starter plate, and it was quite substantial, really fun to see the chef cooking dishes that you wouldn't see at his restaurants. So this is the kabocha mizari and kake. This is simmered kabocha squash with grated daikon dashi sauce. Thought it was a neat dish. It's just a different element. Squash is not my favorite thing, but I thought this was quite a neat dish. Next is the awabi, which is steamed abalone with special liver paste sauce. Different style of presentation or preparation that you would see from Chinese abalone, but it was kind of nice. It was a neat way of eating it. Again, a dish that I'm not as familiar with in terms of eating Japanese abalone or Japanese style preparation, but I thought it was a successful dish. And then this is the Dungeness crab salad, which is hand-peeled Dungeness crab with cured cucumber and Japanese mayo. I actually like this. So of the dishes, I thought the most effective for me, of course, the abalone was delicious. I actually really enjoyed the amiabi shooter, the grilled big eye, green eye, and also this dish I thought were my favorites. Next was a shirako, which is cod milt with chives with special sauce. So cod milt is basically the sperm sac of the cod, and it's supposed to be, it's kind of like, you can treat it like innards. It's supposed to have a kind of a milky kind of texture to it, and it's very easy actually to overcook. So this had a very again, silky, milky kind of texture, and something I don't normally would eat, but really interesting. I really liked it. So it was quite a nice interlude from the appetizers to the more substantial courses coming up. Next one is unagi no shirayaki, which is grilled eel from Japan with some wasabi and mochi and kinubi. So the difference between this and I guess the barbecue eel that we had in the first starter course was, I think this is obviously grilled, but also it's a different cut. So the barbecue eel that was used in the umaki was a little bit more fatty. This is a little more lean in terms of its kind of taste profile. So it was kind of neat to taste the two different styles of this. I did enjoy this because it wasn't as fatty. I thought it was kind of more like a regular, almost fish-like and flakiness. Next, we have the sashimi course, and a lot here going on. So there's also first the bluefin tuna, which is the fattiest part of the tuna. Then we have big yellowtail, Then we have oyster. These are Fanny Bay oysters. Then we have bluefin tuna, which is the leaner part, and then grouper or mahata. So really opulent to get each of these. Of course, they were very fresh. So here is the presentation of some of the tuna that was smoked. So on this plate, we have sea urchin or uni from Hokkaido. We have two parts of the bluefin tuna. We have the fattiest part, which is otoro, and then the mid-fattiest part, which is chotoro. We had the other part of the bluefin, the leanest part actually from as the sashimi course. Then we have spotted prawns, BC marinated. Then we have a scallop or hotate. Then we have a kimedai, which is golden eye snapper, and then also Japanese Spanish mackerel, sawara. So again, great selection. This would typically what you would get at Tetsu Sushi Bar, maybe a couple more pieces, but we got this as just one of the courses, which is why this was such a special dinner. Also, very neat dish. This is the shimimono, which is kani inaniwa udon, which is flat, thin noodles from Akita, and with snow crab dashi soup. So you really got the chef was able to kind of present all these special ingredients from local ingredients from Japan and to bring them in. And I think he had a lot of fun because this is kind of out of his element. It gets to kind of really show his artistry instead of just doing what he needs to do at the restaurant every night. We finish with king salmon zakushi, which is king salmon with avocado with a special obiri sauce, and then the taro takimaki, which is bluefin tuna and chopped pickled radish rolled in rice. There was also a dessert, which was white coffee pudding. I didn't have a chance to take a picture of that. I was just so full, actually. But all in all, wonderful event. Really enjoyed eating all this food, and I think I have a new appreciation for the restaurant because, and so like sometimes you just pigeonhole chefs as certain types of chefs. I mean, even chefs that are doing savory dishes, I'm sure they're great at doing dessert dishes, and likewise dessert chefs are also great at other things. So you think of the chef at Tetsu just as a sushi chef, but in fact he kind of can do everything and makes everything and probably enjoys doing everything. But I guess the type of care that's needed and the ingredients that have to be thrown in, of course he couldn't do this every night, but I was so fortunate to be part of the crowd that was invited to this special private chef experience. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy eating.